Star Trek, Strange New Worlds, everything we know so far. In the previous few years, Star Trek fans have had a lot to celebrate over. The Star Trek universe has grown even further with the debut of Star Trek Discovery, a brand new series that introduces audiences to new characters and places, as well as 2 animated series and a return to an old, beloved character in a new series. Strange New Worlds, a new series from Paramount Plus, is about to premiere. Strange New Worlds chronicles the adventures of Captain Christopher Pike, Kirk's predecessor, on board the USS Enterprise. Fans like us are excitedly counting down the days before the premiere, and thus, we're compiling a list of everything we know so far about the series. Release date. Star Trek Strange New Worlds still lacks an official release date, or even a release window, and the ongoing uncertainty in the television and film industries makes it much more difficult to predict. We do, however, get some information on how the new series is progressing due to the Star Trek Universe panel at Comic-Con at home. One of the show's executive producers, Alex Kurtzman, said when asked about the status of the show, "The writer's room has started. There are 10 stories broken, which is very exciting, and they're just short of at the beginning, but it was one of those shows that I think everybody came in with such enthusiasm and so much love." Star Trek Strange New Worlds is currently working on its screenplays and plot outlines, according to Kurtzman's remark. But it's also a sign that the series is progressing nicely, and it could signal that filming will begin soon. Based on what we know so far, Star Trek Strange New Worlds is expected to debut in late 2021 or early 2022. Cast: Anson Mount as Captain Christopher Pike. Captain Pike is the Enterprise's immediate predecessor to Captain James T Kirk. So far, 4 performers have taken on the role of the character. The position was originally played by Jeffrey Hunter in the pilot episode, but after the pilot was rejected, he left the project and the show was reinvented with Kirk at the helm. Sean Kenny plays an older Pike in the original series, with the show repurposing footage from the unaired pilot as historic video of the character. In the recent Star Trek film by J.J. Abrams and Justin Lin, Bruce Greenwood plays Pike and is mentor to a young James Kirk. Mount is most recognized for his performance on AMC's Hell on Wheels as Cullen Bohannon. He has also appeared in Dollhouse, Law & Order, Lost, and Smallville, as well as the short-lived Marvel series Inhumans. When asked about being cast as Captain Pike, Mount said, "I just never thought I would end up captaining the Enterprise. Every single day I'm on the set, I'm not exaggerating, is both disbelief and a feeling of tremendous gratitude." Rebecca Romijn as Number 1. Number 1's given name has yet to be disclosed, and we're curious if the mystery around her name will be a running gag throughout the first season. Romijn began her career as a model, having Cosmopolitan and Sports Illustrated covers, as well as Tommy Hilfiger and Victoria's Secret advertising on her resume. Romijn has been in several successful franchises in recent years, including X-Men films, and television shows such as Ugly Betty, Eastwick, and The Librarians. Ethan Peck as Lieutenant Spock. Ethan Peck takes on the renowned role of Vulcan Starfleet officer Spock in Star Trek The Next Generation. Leonard Nimoy played Spock in the original Star Trek series in the 1960s, and Peck portrays him as a younger version of the character during his pre-Kirk days on the Enterprise. Gregory Peck's grandson, Peck, is a well-known actor in To Kill a Mockingbird and Roman Holiday. He previously played Patrick Verona in the ABC Family television series 10 Things I Hate About You, which was based on the Julia Stiles, Heath Ledger, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt film of the same name. Celia Rose Gooding, Cadet Nyota Uhura. In this series, Nyota Uhura is merely a cadet, but as we all know, she goes on to become a lieutenant commander. Nichelle Nichols originated the role in the original Star Trek series, and Zoe Saldana played Uhura in the reboot films, helmed by J.J. Abrams and later Justin Lin. After seeing her mother, LaChance receive a Tony Award for Best Actress in a leading role in a musical for The Color Purple, Gooding grew interested in acting. She made her professional acting debut in the musical Jagged Little Pill, in which she played Frankie Healy and received a Tony nomination for Best Actress in a featured role in a musical. In 2021, she won a Grammy for Jagged Little Pill, which was nominated for Best Musical Theater Album. Plot. While we don't know much about the type of adventures the Enterprise will embark on, there are some strong signs that the program will return to the franchise's beginnings. Akiva Goldsman, the series' co-creator, told reporters in an interview with Variety, "We're going to try to harken back to some classical Trek values, to be optimistic and to be more episodic," says Goldsman. Obviously, we will take advantage of the serialized nature of character and story building, but I think our plots will be more closed-ended than you've seen in either Discovery or Picard. This will be welcome news to fans of the self-contained stories that ran throughout the original series, as well as Next Generation, Voyager, and Deep Space Nine. In a separate interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Goldsman went even further, using classic Trek to suggest that we'll see more tonal variety this time around as well. What we do know is that the series will take place a decade before Kirk becomes captain of the Enterprise, and will follow the same timeline as Star Trek Discovery. At least that's how the timeline worked in seasons 1 and 2. Captain Pike's destiny is revealed in the latter, just as it was in the first season episode, The Menagerie. Not to give anything away, but it's far from the happy, positive conclusion that a series would hope for, so the writers have a long way to go if they don't want to leave viewers in tears as the adventure draws to a close. Given that the show is essentially bridging the gap between Discovery and the original series, it's only natural that the look will alter. There are a few more reachbacks to the original series, and the uniforms have been adjusted slightly. The sets are slightly different, Goldsman says. Remember, the Enterprise existed as a little piece of the show Discovery, but now it's its own object. When you close your eyes and think of the key sets and situations that you think of the original series, that's what we're looking to do. We also know that the show will go into greater detail about some of the classic Trek characters it will feature. A few members of the press were given a sneak peek at a scene from the series focusing on Celia Rose Gooding's Uhura, and it's worth reading Den of Geek's breakdown of the scene to get a sense of the tone of the program. Another rumor that may make Star Trek fans cry is that Scott Bakula's Captain Archer will make a guest appearance. This is still only a rumor, and one that may seem unlikely given that the Discovery/Strange New Worlds timeframe is roughly a century after Star Trek Enterprise. Given the presence of a Noonien Singh on the crew and the fact that the show is set more than 200 years after Khan's reign on Earth, time travel may play a role again, so Archer's arrival isn't out of the question. The relationship between Star Trek Strange New Worlds and the original series. The tales for Star Trek Strange New Worlds are still being worked out, according to Kurtzman's presentation on the Star Trek Universe panel. We do, however, know a little about the plot of the program because of how it fits within the franchise's timeline. According to CBS, the show will follow Pike, Number 1, and Spock in the decade before Captain Kirk boarded the USS Enterprise as they explore new worlds around the galaxy. There was a different pilot shot for the show before the original Star Trek series with William Shatner as Captain Kirk broadcast, but it was ultimately scrapped by the network. The Cage was the title of this episode, which included 3 main protagonists from Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Captain Christopher Pike led the Enterprise in that episode with the support of his first officer, Number 1, and Science Officer Spock. Kirk was then introduced as the new captain of the Enterprise when the series was rebooted, and while Spock was the only prominent character to appear in the new series, Pike and Number 1 were still deemed canon. As a result, the new series will take place around the same time as the original pilot. There's no knowing what adventures they'll get into, but it should be a thrilling tour of the greatest Star Trek universe for fans of the series. That's a wrap. Are you excited for another space adventure with them? What are your thoughts in this upcoming series? What are your theories and expectations? Let us know by leaving a comment down below. Also, if you enjoyed this content, consider subscribing to our channel and hitting that notification bell. Also, don't forget to leave us a like. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.